you know who owns the media that you consume? Freedom of speech is protected by law, but when just a handful of corporations actually own the platforms, what does that really mean? And why does that matter for democracy? Back in the 1980s, about 50 companies controlled all of the American media. Today, just a few giant conglomerates own all of the media. And we call this media consolidation. It's great for business, but it's risky for diversity. Because if you think about it, if just a small group control the TV, the radio, the news, even the internet providers, then they get to shape what we see and what stories even get told. So let me break down who's at the top right now. So first up is Comcast, and this is everything that they own. They also own Xfinity, which is one of the largest internet providers. Next we have Disney, and they own all of this. Next up is Warner Bros., who own all of this. Next up is Paramount, who own all of this, followed by Fox, own all of this. It's also worth noting that Fox sold 21st Century Fox to Disney in 2019, but they kept news and sports. And lastly, we have Sony, which is not American owned. They are still a huge player in Hollywood, and they own these. So then the question is, why should you care? When 5 or 6 corporations control the media, it means fewer perspectives. It also means more decisions based on advertisers and shareholders, instead of public interest. It also blurs the line between news and entertainment. For example, the same company that created a film may be the exact same company that produces the news coverage about that film, which is a conflict of interest baked into the system. If a corporation doesn't like a story or thinks that it might hurt profit, that story may never see the light of day. So the good news is things are kind of shifting. Digital platforms have kind of opened the door to independent outlets, citizen journalists that reach people directly. Lots of people are seeking information outside of these big conglomerates. We're moving towards a new media landscape that is a lot more broad. It only works if audiences support these independent outlets. The next time you see a news article that is very jarring, ask yourself who owns this media, whose interest is behind that story. If we want a healthy democracy, we can't rely on a handful of conglomerates. We have to support independent media. We also need to question ownership. Remember, information is power, and power should never be this concentrated.